set up a good ult and then me to be able to blink into it. So Portal Key makes the most sense here. Um, their team has a fair amount of magic, but also physical, so just going Shrunken Head first I don't think is necessarily the strongest. Yeah, here I'm really lamenting not having a Portal Key. I mean, not having a Homecoming Stone, which I really should have, although I wouldn't really have a ton of mana, but enough with the bottle that it still would have been worth it. So yeah, definitely a huge mistake there not having a Homecoming Stone. So I'm just going to try to push top so that I feel like I've actually accomplished something for the team. I'm actually trying to nuke there on the shortest, and I realize I actually don't have enough mana for it. So I plan on bottling up, so I switch the Steam Boots again. At least I think I plan on bottling up. But yeah, I think yeah, the Tempest said it was his fault, but it really genuinely was my fault. Yeah, try to hit that guy with a hand there. I don't really know why I'd use that one. Maybe just to harass him because he was already at half health. You can try to force him out of lane. So yeah, here I finally pick up the Homecoming Stone that I should have had all along. And yeah, just going to try to farm a little bit more top. I still see two of them bottom, so I feel it's relatively safe for me to be up here. I guess I should explain my... No, I probably... Well, here comes an Andromeda. I expect her, yeah, to stun him, so I blink behind where he would be, and ult. She actually stuns a little bit late, and I kind of miss a little bit with my ult a bit. Yeah, definitely gonna die here. A few misplays there, so let's talk about what went wrong. Basically, I didn't ult directly on top of him. Close enough. I should have been able to just land closer. It was basically the timing between the Andromeda and myself with her stun and my blink was a little bit off. I think, yeah, I don't really know. And then furthermore, I could have switched my Steam Boots to Intellect there and nuked the Myrmidon one more time. It wouldn't have killed him because he ended up waveforming away, but still would have probably been able to get him. The Dampier does a great job of blocking here. He understands that the Kraken is going to try to run through the woods there into that little crevice, so every time the Kraken tries going up there, he blocks him off. I actually even, I think, comment in game chat to the Dampier that was a really nice job. It's quite impressive. Yeah, so kind of poor play, poor positioning by me up top. I expected to, I mean, we really need to kill the Malikan because he's been farming pretty well, and so, yeah, I kind of maybe was a little more aggressive. I probably should have, I could have hit him with a hand before blinking in. I mean, I definitely should have done that. Like I said, I don't know. Again, just kind of a general level of uncomfortableness playing Soulstealer. I would certainly not count this as a how-to playing Soulstealer this game. This is kind of more like I just had to cast it because it was a good game and involved people who insisted that I cast it. Anyway, I came top to farm because there were people who already pushed bottom lane up. Unfortunately, they've pulled this, and I'm not really safe here because we have no vision, and there are none of them on the map. Even running back into there was a little foolish. I don't know why I'm doing this. Yeah, now just running mid, but again, kind of running through a precarious spot, although I guess I see that they're all down here. Unfortunately, once again, even though I have the Homecoming Stone this time, my Homecoming Stone is on cooldown. I'm telling them that I'm running very slowly towards them, but I can't TP because of the cooldown from the Homecoming Stone, because of having TP top, which I probably shouldn't have done. Fortunately, our engineer is going to boss it up by getting off a great ult. Yeah, I realized, see, originally I had been running bottom, but then I basically realized that they'd already won, so there was no point in me continuing to run down there. So instead, I'm just going to farm mid because I have nothing else productive to do. Yeah, so to talk about items and builds, well, I kind of already addressed why I went with the Portal Key, because it transitions well from the Tempest ult. Yeah, I see actually that it turns out that there's more people down there now, so I should have just been running all along. Fortunately, I can now TP. Yeah, and then Portal Key in. I really should have stopped that ult, but I kind of just wanted whatever slow I could get on him. He's going to try to run away this way, but I'm going to be able to bottle up now, and yeah, even if that hadn't hit, I could have bottled once more and landed a hand. Still not a great ult. Definitely should have probably just canceled the ult regardless. Once I realized that it wasn't going to really hit, and just blinking him with the ult, maybe not the most effective thing to begin with. Probably should have just blinked and started nuking with hands, or hands first. Hit him with the E, the long distance hand first, and then blinked. Another thing that kind of comes with not playing Soulstealer very frequently is, you know, most ults on people, or most abilities that you want to cancel on someone, you can cancel by moving, but obviously Soulstealer you can't. You need to actually actively stop him in order to cancel an ult. Here's an invis. I'm going to bottle the invis, use it once, and get the one charge that you can get by using invis before the invis actually ticks in. Like, you can use it twice really quick, once to actually activate the invis, and then once to use a charge of the bottle because I needed more mana so that I could have all 3 of my nukes, or 2 nukes in a blink, etc. But yeah, so now I can finally talk. Yeah, we kind of try to gank down here with the Tempest, but basically they realize that I'm down here, so there's no point. I'm going to hang out maybe a little bit longer, but eventually I'm just going to get tired of not getting any farm and start farming, especially since I see a bunch of people mid. I think I actually want to push down this tower now. So yeah, the build, obviously, Portal Key works well, has good synergy with Tempest's ult. So following that, kind of a Shrunken Head, just a good plan, just a nice item in general. Yeah, Teal was actually AFK, and it ran him mid, or he had clicked mid or something. So yeah, he's going to kill himself. And then, yeah, Shrunken Head, just a good item to have. It kind of makes you invincible as Soulstealer for a while, and with your nuking power early on, it kind of lets you position yourself in a way that you can nuke a bunch without just dying. Yeah, we're kind of talking here. If he ults right away, he actually maybe has a chance of, I don't know, slowing down the tower. If we had TPs, which I should have, once again, but I don't because I used my second one when teleporting in, I should have bought it already while I was waiting in Viz or something. I'm really not utilizing my time very effectively at this point in the game. Then we could TP in on his ult and maybe do something. Oh yeah, and so then my skill build. Obviously you max hands because that's basically the way you farm, or you max hands first because that's the way you farm. It's your greatest damage potential early on because, I mean, obviously it's 300 damage nukes each. It can total 900 damage, which is quite a bit. So it gives you farming and nuking potential in the early middle of the game. Soulsteal obviously second, just because it lets you last hit more, which helps with farming and just helps your base damage when actually fighting other heroes. You can see my base damage pretty high right now for the point. Yeah, unfortunately one of the other team actually unpaused the game. Yeah, one of the... Well, we're playing against like 3 people who were together and then like 2 other people who were together, I think, and one of the 2 other people unpaused the game when he wasn't back yet, which is kind of a bad mannered thing to do, to be honest. I mean, it happens in pubs, but, you know, kind of when there's actually groups of people in team matchmaking, generally speaking, the people are pretty polite. And they're saying, well, he was dead anyway, which is true, but maybe, I don't know. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. There's really no reason to have unpaused. Yeah, so skill build. I obviously don't get ultimate until level 9. Because until you have max souls, it's not really that effective. So you pick up ultimate at level 9, and then you can either get stats or your passive at that point at level 10 before you get another level of the ultimate at 11. I go with the passive because, I mean, it's pretty strong. I think it's reasonable pickup over stats, but stats certainly wouldn't be faulted for either. And so then I'm just going to max out the passive, and then my ult at level 16 again, obviously. Yeah, I still have this health potion on me, which kind of sticks out. I think I remember thinking about that at this point, that I had never used it, so it certainly showed. Oh yeah, there was, yeah, oops, my bad. A little bit of a skip, because I kind of forgot to turn it back on, to turn the recording back on in time. Nothing had happened important. Obviously, the engineer ended up dying. We ended up taking the bottom tower, so it was an alright trade, but they got in the middle tower, and we weren't able to TP. Yeah, we were joking around because Malakin actually died in their forest up there, to Catman. Gonna go back and hopefully grab another piece for my Shrunken Head, along with, I think I'm gonna finally sell this health potion so that I can actually have homecoming stones like I should. Yep, because, well, I mean, having a health potion on you certainly isn't a bad thing, but can't hurt to have the extra space. I see Behemoth up here. I hope he stays. Yeah, but I realize that there's no way he's gonna stay, because I would have been able to easily kill him with Blink and nukes. But anyway, a lot of farm here, so I'm gonna pick this up. For some reason, I think that, like, again, this is just lack of practice. I think that there's a chance that second nuke will hit because maybe it kind of hits, just barely clips close enough that the first and the second get hit together, but obviously that's not the case. So I don't get anyone with it. But yeah, I'm just going to nuke down creep waves, kind of try to put some pressure on this tower. We see that there's 3 of them between mid and bottom, so we should actually be able to push this tower. So that's what Andromeda is coming to do with me real quick. He's kind of just scouting the jungle to make sure that they're not there. So yeah, now we're going to try to take this down as quickly as possible. Yeah, Andromeda does a relatively intelligent thing, which is to move the creeps into the neutrals in the jungle, but I had actually just expected to nuke them down because I can nuke them down easily enough. So I thought that was maybe not the best thing ever. The tower's going to be in deny range now, so we really need to take it down. Fortunately, the creeps finish it. Kraken actually would have got the deny, and then I just blink out. My timing on attacking could have been a little bit better. Yeah, I see Malakin pushing down here, and I don't want him farming, and I also want to farm all this. I actually expected the Tempest to blink in on the Malakin, and then we could go on him because between my blink and his blink and Andromeda TPing in, we could have killed him. There, actually, that one, well, still my fault. Yeah, we're all laughing about it because I called myself out on it. Well, the Andromeda actually moved in front of me right as I was positioning so that I could nuke. And so, like, a lot of the things I do are kind of like in anticipation of what's about to happen. So, like, I started to nuke anticipating the position I would be in, knowing, like, the amount of move speed, etc. That just, like, the things that happened would have put me in such a situation that I would have been able to nuke. But the Andromeda actually moved in front, and it changed my pathing to make me target sideways instead, so some useless nukes. They're actually pushing really hard. They have a Defiler, so this is kind of expected. I'm pretty happy, actually, with the tower situation, given that they have a Defiler, that we have all their Tier 1 towers down. It seems pretty unlikely, since I don't have a Homecoming Stone, that we're going to be able to defend this, but I'm still going to make my way over there as quickly as possible. I have my Shrunken Head finished now, so that should certainly help in this fight. Hopefully they kind of go on this Dampier, so that, yeah, we can continue to fight them. Unfortunately, I get sucked into a Kraken ultimate because I'm an idiot. I should have blinked past it, and then I could have used Q to nuke him. I actually see our Andromeda still kind of charging after them. I expect them to have all been back. I don't really think there's anything we could do. We were kind of low HP, etc., so I didn't think that it was a good idea to chase, which is why I just stuck to farming instead of trying any chasing. Yeah, I realize I'm not going to make the stack timing here on the Ancients, which is about just after 50. So I actually blink to make sure that I do get them stacked, and then I think I ask people to come help me take the stack. I'm going to pop my illusions to help do it as well, although I think I actually lose track of which one's me here, which is kind of embarrassing. Yeah, so I'm going to nuke 3 times. I actually should move up before nuking the 3rd time so that my nuke hits all those dragons that stopped there. I'm kind of used to doing it with crushers more frequently than dragons. Well, like I said, I'm just kind of not used to it. Yeah, unfortunately, if I had good reaction time, I would have shrunken headed there and not gotten killed by Myrmidon, but I was kind of confused as to which one was actually me, and I was already in kind of a mindset of I'm moving away from these dragons which are about to kill me, so yeah, really just poor play there. But definitely should have shrunken headed, and then could have tried to kill him or something. Probably would have ended up dying, but you never know. Tempest probably had a stun, and I think it was just Myrmidon and Behemoth at that point, which we probably could have taken. Malakin gets another tower bottom, which is really not good. He's farming quite well, so that's kind of going to be a problem. And I had a pretty good start, but I'm not doing quite as well now. Andromeda kind of diving this Behemoth. Maybe should have killed him, but didn't, and then moved for the Carp, which is not good. Fortunately, Engineer bails him out by throwing a relatively nice keg, and then, yeah, Andromeda does a swap to get away from the Kraken, and everything ends up alright. So yeah, I had a good start, and then I've kind of not done as well since then. It's been a combination of things.